Hey everybody, Robert here from Black Belt Gaming, continuing my read-through of Dragonslayer, the role-playing game. This is a mixture of BX basic rules with advanced Dungeons & Dragons, classes, monsters, magical items, and such. Today we are reading through the classes and we're up to the magic user. Obviously not called a wizard in this game. A magic user, more like the way it was called back in first edition. There are no ability requirements to be a magic user. Humans can be of any level. Elves can go to level 12, half-elves level 10. The prime requisite is intelligence, so if you have a high intelligence, you can get an experience point bonus. Hit dice is a D4. Gold is 2d4 times 10. So 20 to 80 gold pieces. Magic users are students of the arcane. Through the study of the cosmos and the nature of reality, wizards learn to harness, bend, and express magical energy. Magicians and sorcerers are always in search of scrolls, spell books, and arcane lore to expand their spell repertoire. Magic users guard their spell book, their most prized possession, with great care and secrecy. So they're primarily in the spellcaster role. They may not use shields, and they may not wear armor. They can use a dagger, a dart, a staff, or a sling. They start with the ability to speak the black tongue, which is the language of the arcane. They can also, I think we read this with the clerics, they may write their own spell scrolls, costing 250 gold pieces per level, and 1 week writing time per spell level. So if you're going to do a first level spell, it's going to take you a week and 250 gold pieces. A spell can hold a maximum of 3 spell levels, and only spells that you can currently cast can be scribed. So these are going to be your own writing that you're putting into these scrolls. Arcane channeling. Magic users may channel any first level spell and change it into either detect magic or read magic. And like the other classes that cast spells, arcane spellcasters may not memorize the same spell more than once in a day. So if you can cast 2 first level spells, you cannot memorize Magic Missile, Magic Missile. You've got to have some variety there. Bonus spells. Arcane spellcasters with an intelligence of 15 or higher receive 1 additional first level spell, and when reached, 1 second level spell per day. Very similar to how clerics would gain the bonus spells for their wisdom. I don't believe that was in old school Dungeons & Dragons. I believe that was an addition, maybe coming from the influence of what clerics could do. I think clerics had that. Of course, I don't know for sure without getting the book off the shelf, but it is here in Dragonslayer. There are a few different fast packs you can choose from to equip your magic user. And initial spells, they're interesting. They're sort of divided here into offensive, defensive, and utility spells. Offensive options are like Shocking Grasp, and light is there. And you may, depending upon what version of D&D you've played, you might be confused about why light is considered an offensive spell. Well, it is one that can be cast, say, for example, into the eyes of your enemy. One of the first times I played Dungeons & Dragons, that's how I saw the spell used. So let's take a brief look here. The range of light is 12 feet, and it imbues an object with the brightness of a torch and spreads light in a 20-foot radius. The spell is normally cast on a movable object, but it may be cast on a being's eyes. In this case, the target is allowed a saving throw to negate it, or they are blinded for the duration of the spell. So that is how it is in the offensive category. And there are others like Burning Hand, Sleep. Defensive spells: Hold Portal, Protection from Evil. What is this? Tennille's Expeditious Retreat. I'm not familiar with this. I wonder if this is a Dragonslayer renamed spell, or perhaps I wonder if it is a spell that is made up for this game. Let's see what it says if we can find it. It's a first level spell. By means of this spell, the caster is able to double his or her movement rate for 1 round. This includes double the fleeing double move. The verbal component of the spell is let's go. Okay. Featherfall, Shield. Utility spells: Wall of Glass, Identify, Ventriloquism, Enlarge, Spider Climb. So AD&D's old Identify was not such an easy or cheap spell to cast. Let's take a look at it here, just out of curiosity. Identify. So back in old D&D, you didn't always know what you were getting your hands on when you found a magical item. You kind of needed to figure it out or use the Identify spell. So this spell divines the enchantment of a single magical item through 2 methods: observation and practical examination. So the initial stage of assessment requires the examination. There's a 10% chance, plus 5% per level, plus 5% intelligence modifier, that the magic user may divine a curse prior to equipping an item. So there's always a danger, even to the caster here, of figuring out what's going on. The second stage requires the magic user to equip the item in question. That's where it gets dangerous. Therefore, a potion must be sipped, boots must be worn, and a weapon held in their hand. The caster possesses a 15% chance, plus 5% per level, each round of discerning 1 power of an item. This includes curses not detected from observation. The wizard receives an additional 5% on each point of intelligence bonus, so it's dealing with the modifier. The spell can divine specific powers and abilities, but this excludes weapon or armor bonuses. These must be determined exclusively in combat. Instead, the mage divines a qualitative understanding that the enchantment is minor, moderate, or strong. Similarly, if an item, like a wand, possesses a specific number of charges, the spell provides a qualitative discernment expressed as few, which is under 10, several over 10, and many over 20. The maze controller rolls the dice for the spell in secret. So that is the Identify spell. Kind of an interesting little read through there. Kind of glad I looked at that. I probably would have made some assumptions about how that worked from other editions of the game and other clones. So looking at the magic user spell progression, it's pretty basic. A first level magic user gets 1 first level spell. Second level, 2 first level spells. Yeah, just following sort of the standard. So the high intelligence can get you that bonus spell if you wish. And that is the magic user.